Hey, hello everybody. My name is Brian. Today is October 26, 2023, and for the first time ever, I'm gonna meet my bone marrow transplant donor, Robert Becerra.
Right now at 5, a major push to help a CHP officer in desperate need of a bone marrow transplant.
Now, that officer has an aggressive form of bone marrow cancer called MDS. The only cure is a bone marrow transplant.
Keith Meter discovered that he had bone marrow cancer when he was called up by the Bone Marrow Registry, Be the Match, to donate to an 8-year-old girl. The collective team at the CHP is behind Meter, planning bone marrow drives up and down the state, including 3 in Orange County.
When I was scrolling through Facebook page one day, I noticed a post from the California Highway Patrol Facebook page stating that they were looking for a possible match for Officer Keith Meter. So I drove from my house in Lancaster all the way to Ventura on my day off just to see if I could possibly be a match. Unfortunately, I wasn't, but once you're on the registry, you can go to be a match for anybody that's on there.
I was in my 3rd year studying. I was doing international business, so I had just came back from an internship in Spain. Just did a normal checkup afterwards. Fortunately, one of my doctors said, this is a young, healthy man. I don't think it's asthma. Maybe you should get a blood sample and check that out. And that's what kind of led to that diagnosis. One of the first things that we did to find a match for me and be the match was they took some blood sample. They did warn me that it could take up to a couple of years. Fortunately for me, there was already a donor in the database that we were compatible on.
I actually got an email from Be the Match, and they told me that I was a match with a 21-year-old with lymphoblastic leukemia.
There's this donor named Robert. He's from California, and he's probably the most compatible for your bone marrow transplant. That's all I knew.
I ended up getting injections to up my white blood cell count. My wife, being a nurse, she volunteered to do them at home.
I took care of him before, just leading up to the actual transplant, and then after when he came home.
The donation process to me, it was simple. It was just I explained it to people like dialysis. They hook you up to a machine, spin the blood out, and then put it right back into you. He was essentially given my white blood cells in order to help him fight cancer.
During the medication phases, I would send pictures. Look, life update, I got married. Look, life update, they took me off the steroids.
Since the donation, he's gotten married, he just had a kid. I'm about to have my own kid, so we're kind of on a similar path. We're in Portland, Oregon, on our way to meet Brian for the first time. It's been 5 years since I've donated, 4 years since I knew who he actually was. We communicated for a year between that, just through letters though, not knowing exactly who each other was.
It's been a long time since we, or I guess we've never met, but it's been a long time since I've known him, I guess informally, right? Through text message. Just super exciting. I know of his awesome career in engineering, and now he's at CHP, and I'm super happy that we're still connected, and I think this is gonna continue to last a lifetime.
Good to finally meet you, man. It's 5 years coming.
Goodness, man.
How are you feeling?
Oh, man.
It's just amazing to see him do so many selfless things. I mean, being a nurse and I work on a transplant floor, I know that little task he did, it makes a big difference in someone's life. So it's crazy. To him, it seems like it was nothing, but it was a huge thing for him to do.
This amazing gesture of his not only goes directly to me, but goes directly to my family, to my wife, to my kid. It's all, even though I'm the recipient of his direct bone marrow transplant, it really has impacted my life and the community around me as well.
You just never know the lives that you're going to touch and that you can change, essentially. So anyone that is able to, physically able to, I highly encourage them to donate.
Over the past 23 years, Officers Give Hope have added over 19,000 potential donors to the registry. What we're asking folks to consider today is how many of you want to be the next hero to potentially save somebody else's life?